Hello, welcome. I'm Peggy, and I say a special welcome today because we have here a person who's going to give us life support, life health, all kinds of things that we can do to live longer, live better. And I'm so thrilled to talk about good health and good habits that we can all use, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. We can do it. And I'm so pleased that you came. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Emily Hall is here, and Emily is a health educator.
Yes, ma'am.
And she is here on behalf of the Greenville Health System.
Yes,
and I
ma'am.
thank you for coming.
Well, thank you for having me.
And you know, most of the things that you're going to talk about, we already know.
That's right. That's
but
right.
we deny.
Yeah, we have that incapable
if
urge
you're
to do
a smoker and you want to quit, if you weigh too much and you want to lose some weight, all the things that we can do to help ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
You're there with a helping hand.
That's what we are here for. Absolutely, absolutely. So as a health educator, my job is to figure out what your goals are and how I can help you get there. And then once we figure out kind of our roadmap, is really to hold your hand, just like you were saying, and support you on your journey to get to a healthier and more well you.
Now, there are groups that are free.
Yes, ma'am.
That are like support groups, and they don't cost money.
That's right. So we have a tobacco cessation support group for anybody that is looking to quit. So maybe you just want more information. We have folks in those groups that are currently trying to quit. We have folks in those groups that have been quit for years. So you get a really well-rounded group. Those meet on Tuesday nights. And then we also have a weight management support group that meets on Thursday nights. Same concept, there's no pressure. It's just really more of an open forum and open discussion for folks to come and share their experiences with others who have like-minded situations.
So this is called your Quit Well program.
Our Quit Well program is our tobacco cessation program, yes ma'am.
And it really does work.
It does work, I've seen it work. We have had many folks who have either quit smoking by the end of the program, or they email us or call us, 6 months or a year down the road and say, hey, Emily, your tools in that Quit Well class have really helped me, and I've now been able to be quit for 3 months or 6 months. And those are really the folks that really touch our hearts and give us kind of that extra push to keep going.
Now, the Greenville Health System, you supply the knowledge and the people to help.
That's right.
With this.
So our Quit Well program is really about giving folks the resources and the tools that they need for themselves to succeed. And then my job is just to support them on that journey. There is no pressure to quit during the sessions. What we tell folks is you have to quit when you're ready, and you can't quit for anybody else. So it's got to be because you want it and that you feel confident in it.
That's the magic word. It has to be something you want to do for yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
And if somebody in your family bugs you, as my children used to say, if you're a smoker and you light up a cigarette, that doesn't work.
So we have folks who quit for their children, but deep down inside, they really want to quit for themselves because they want to be there for their children, for their grandchildren. They don't want to miss out on things in life because they don't have the energy, or maybe, if they're not even with us anymore because of, the diseases and things that can come from smoking and using tobacco.
I believe you're the expert. You have to be 18 years old to buy a pack of cigarettes.
That's correct. To buy a pack of cigarettes.
It doesn't mean a thing, you know that.
The problem is if folks want it, they'll find a way around it. But the law states that you do have to be 18 to purchase cigarettes or dip of any kind of tobacco products.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you see firsthand the damage that comes from this kind of...
I do. Not only do we see the physiological, so the physical symptoms of folks that are trying to quit, whether it be lung cancer, heart disease, or anything like that, emphysema, COPD, but we also see kind of the psychological symptoms as well. So we see folks that suffer from low self-esteem, no coping skills for stress management, or even folks that are just ashamed of it. And I've had people in my classes that no one around them knows that they smoke, because they're so ashamed of it that they feel they have to hide and sneak around. And we don't want to live in the shadows, and we don't want those around us to live in the shadows. So we're really trying to bring folks out. And if that means quitting smoking, then that's what we're here to do.
Well, yeah, you said some magic words there, because it is no longer fashionable.
That's true.
To smoke. It
That's
used
true.
to, you know, if you watch an old movie, everybody lights a cigarette.
Yeah,
That's the big thing.
Absolutely. In a lot of old cartoons, especially if you look, and even Disney is guilty of it, there's cigarettes in those major films and major cartoons and marketing ads where they were marketing to children. So we've had folks come through our program that they've been smoking since they were 13, 14, 15 years old. My grandfather started when he was 12 and smoked until he was 62. So I mean, that's 50 years of smoking repeatedly. And it's because they were marketing, and sometimes still are, to our youth.
Well, I told you before we went on there, I once had a friend that smoked at least a pack a day, and he decided to quit.
Yep.
And he got a great big jar, and every time he would have bought a pack of cigarettes, he put the money in that jar. And at the end of a year, he took a trip to Bermuda, and I don't know where all, that he would not have been able to do.
Absolutely.
That was his pin money, so to speak.
Absolutely. And with cigarettes costing between $4 and $6 a pack, depending on what your favorite brand is, you can save a lot of money. And you think about folks that have been smoking for 20 and 30 years, that's thousands and thousands of dollars that they could have put a down payment on a house, bought a brand new car, had bigger Christmases or things like that, or just had a savings account.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like your friend, and his savings account was his way to kind of pay for his vacations and his fun money.
Yeah. Yep. So there's positive sides to it, aside from the health issue.
Absolutely.
But you deal with the health issues.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. So the health issues for most of my individuals is in the form, they've been smoking for 10, 20 years. And COPD is a big one, emphysema, chronic bronchitis, and just kind of never being able to get rid of a cold, or you're taking longer to get through a sinus infection, all the way up to heart attacks, lung cancer, any type of cancer, not just lung. Lung is the most common one that we think of, but any type of cancer, your risks go up through the roof just by smoking. So if we can eliminate that one risk factor, then we have decreased our risk for so many different diseases.
Now you have regular meetings that people can come to?
Yes, ma'am. So we
Tell me about
we
it.
have a phone number that folks can contact us and join our Quit Well program, which is our tobacco cessation program. It's a 5-week program. It's 1 hour a week, and we meet the same time each week in the same spot with the same health educator. And that really gives us a chance to bond with our class and our class to bond with each other. And then it allows us to give them the tools to be able to quit whenever they're ready. But the phone number, all folks have to do is call that phone number, and then we would be happy.
Now, is that 455-9355?
Yes, ma'am,
Okay.
9355.
And of course, that's 864. And these programs are available, and they'd be glad to hear from you. You don't scold people.
No, it's a no judgment zone, so most of our health educators have never picked up a cigarette. So what we always tell folks is we learn just as much from our participants in our classes as they're going to learn from us. Our job is just to give them the tools to be able to quit. I always tell my class, you know how to smoke and I know how to quit. So together, we will figure this out together.
How did you get involved in this?
Yes,
Are
ma'am.
you a nurse?
I am not a nurse,
No.
so that is very important.
Okay.
I am a non-clinical part of the Greenville health system. And the way that I got involved with Quit Well is it was one of the programs that my team offers, and I had a passion for folks who wanted to quit smoking and how could I help. And a part of that was because my roommate smoked at the time. At the time, my boyfriend smoked. My grandfather smoked, and I watched him go through COPD, and I watched kind of the disease process through each one of these people. That was very important to me, and I loved them so much in life, and I wanted them to be able to have me as a resource. So I not only joined kind of the Quit Well team to be able to teach others in the community how they could really beat this risk factor that is we bring it on ourselves. So if I can help one person quit, then I've done my job for the year. So that's kind of how I got involved. It was really a passion of mine, just based on the people that I love kind of in my life that I wanted to make sure that I was able to create those opportunities for people in the community.
And if somebody out there has somebody who is trying to quit,
Yes, ma'am.
what are some of the things that we as helpers can do?
That is a great point, and that's one thing that we talk about.
Just saying to them, "Oh, that's bad. Don't do that."
Right.
It doesn't work.
Right, and one of the biggest things that we talk about is that support factor for folks that are trying to quit. And it's really important for the individual who is trying to quit to explain what kind of support they need. So do you need kind of a firm hand and someone to be like, you know, that's really not what you're trying to do? Or do you need a little bit softer of a touch? Because everyone responds differently to different kinds of support. And if nagging is not it, then it's very important for you to let that person know, I need you to be my support person, and these are the things that I need from you.
Because nagging, you said the magic word, nagging doesn't really
It doesn't
work.
That's right. That's right.
Anybody
It just
who's
brings
had kids
awareness
know
to
that.
it.
It doesn't work.
It's true. That's true. Absolutely. So it's really important for that person to communicate what they need in that situation, because it really is about the person trying to quit. It's not about everyone else. It's not about the kids or the spouse. It's about them and what they need, and really being able to be sensitive to that.
And just telling somebody, "Oh, you're risking getting lung cancer," or something, it doesn't work.
That doesn't work. They know that. For the most part, you know, we've done a great job as a society of getting out into the community what the health risks are. People know those. What people need is a reason to quit. So if it's, you know, looking at your grandchildren, I've had folks that aren't able to play with their grandchildren or their children anymore because they're so winded or so out of breath after just moving around just a little bit. So they really have to find that reason on their own. But the job of their support person is to be that and just support them in however they need that.
Well, I want to ask you about teenagers.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And we have to go to a break, but I want to ask you, when we come back, we're going to talk about kids and cigarettes and how parents or caregivers or how you can kind of make them go in the right direction.
Okay.
Because they think it's sophisticated
Sure.
to smoke.
Sure.
We'll be right back.